Shalom, Lord of Christ. Oh, you twat. All right. Yeah, it's twat. I know. It's like, all right. Okay. To, bear with me 1 second. All right. All right, Shalom, Israel. Let me give it a second before brothers and sisters can chime in. All right. All right. So Yahal Bashim Yahshua B'Gatham, Yahal Shemar Latham Bashim Yahushai. Like it. It's the law class. We're here Wednesday night. Today we're gonna go over interracial marriage. Interracial marriage. Right? That's what we're going to talk about. Now, what is interracial marriage? So, when dealing with this topic, right, I got to make this very clear. Interracial marriage is simply one nation marrying another nation. Right? Sounds simple enough, right? But you have people out there who like to complicate things, right? So let's not complicate it. So what do I mean by that? Blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians, we can marry amongst each other. You understand? Like, it's not interracial marriage for a black man to get with a Argentinian. You get my point? It's not interracial marriage for a Haitian woman to get with a Native American man. That's not interracial marriage because we're one nation. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians are one nation of people. You get my point? You can, who else? A Mexican can get with a Dominican. A Puerto Rican can get with a Seminole Indian. That's not interracial marriage. Like, I'm from Los Angeles, right? And it's like, maybe not as much now as it was back then, but it still goes on. Like, Hispanics and blacks don't marry amongst each other. It's dating out of their race. That's not interracial marriage. That is dating within your race. You get my point? And understanding that is power in that. You get my point? So that's what we're gonna talk about. We're gonna talk about now interracial. What is interracial marriage? Since that is not interracial marriage, we gotta understand that we, blacks, Hispanics, and American Indians, are a nation. Argentinians, Dominicans, Guatemalans, El Salvadorians, Central Americans, Native Americans, Seminole Indians, blacks, right? We are one nation of people. And we make up the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel. Who else? Now, this is what we're not supposed to do. It's wrong for a black man to get with a white woman. That is interracial marriage. That's an entirely separate nation of people. It is a sin for a Hispanic to get with an East Indian woman. That's a sin. It's a sin for a Puerto Rican man to get with a Palestinian woman. That is a sin. And we'll break down why. We'll go into, of course, the scriptures to support everything that I'm saying. How it is forbidden by God Almighty to stay away from the heathen. And there's reasons why. The main reason why is because God said not to. That's all the reasoning I need. It should be all the reasoning you need. But it's deeper than that, right? Israel always needs more, so we're going to give you more. It's a sin for a black, Hispanic, or Native Indian to marry outside of our race. It's a sin to marry, as an Israelite, a Samoan woman, a Hawaiian woman, a Pacific Islander. That is a sin. It is a sin and transgression to marry a Chinese woman, a Filipino woman, an African woman, or a man, right? It's a sin. Now, that's contrary to what you've been taught all your life. You see, you've been taught everybody's made equal. Little do you know that God separated the nations. Let's start there. Let's go to Deuteronomy 32 and 8. Go to Deuteronomy 32 and 8, and let's look at what the Most High did in the beginning, right? Deuteronomy 32 and 8. When the Most High divided to the nations their inheritance, when he separated the sons of Adam, he set the bounds of the people according to the number of the children of Israel. So we see in the beginning, the Lord separated the sons of Adam, right? Even during the time of Noah, because everybody was flushed away, if you will. The Lord caused a great flood to come upon the earth. And so what happened was this. The Lord separated the sons of Ham from the sons of Japheth, from the sons of Shem. Everyone was given their own inheritance, their own land, right? Verse 9, for the Lord's portion is his people. Jacob is the lot of his inheritance. Now, if the Lord wanted us to all be together, you get my point, why would he separate us? Why would God separate us? He didn't want us together. So why would he want us to marry one another? See, it's really something we got to analyze and look at. So from there, let's get the law, right? Let's go to Deuteronomy 7, right? The Bible says, be ye therefore perfect, as your Father in heaven, which is perfect, right? And to be perfect, you have to follow that which is perfect. What is perfect? Not the laws of our enemies, but the laws of the Most High. Psalm 19:7, the law of the Lord is perfect. You get my point? Let's go to Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 1. We go to verse 1. Now, this is during a time where Israelites were coming into our own homeland as a nation of people. Prior to this, we just left Egypt. We went through the wilderness for years. Now, the Most High is bringing us into our own land. But before we go into our land, there's people there. And the Most High doesn't want us to deal with those people because they're not of our race. They're not of our nation. So the Most High is a separatist. That's what God is in the Bible. He's a separatist, right? He wants us to be separate from them. He wants our ways to be separate from them. And we can't marry them and be separate. Because if you marry an Arab woman and y'all break up, guess what she's going to teach your children? Exactly. So that's why we got to stay away from them, right? It gets deeper, but Deuteronomy 7 and 3. Neither shalt thou make marriages with them, right? Thy daughter thou shalt not give unto his son, nor his daughter shalt thou take unto thy son. For they will turn away thy son from following me, that they may serve other gods. See, the Most High knows better than us. The Most High, Yahushua, knows better than us. You think, it's another piece of tail. No. That's why sex is marriage, and that's to be taken so seriously, because you can't deal with these other nations. Because they will, not only your children, they will cause you to serve their gods, right? That white woman's gonna get you to celebrate Christmas. That Asian woman is you're gonna try some foods you ain't never tried in your life as a Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian. It's just a fact. You're gonna do things you would have never done, right? A Chinese woman got grown Black man from the hood eating with chopsticks. You get my point? So like learning their culture, learning their ways. Because you didn't know the laws of the Lord. You forgot the laws of the Most High. And so therefore, you were weak to the other nations and their customs and their ways, when the Most High intended for us to be separate in the first place, right? The Most High is all about being separate from other nations, separate from religion, separate from sin, separate from unholiness, right? We got to be hip to what the Most High wants of us and requires of us. Verse 4, for they will turn away thy son from following me, that they may serve other gods. So will the anger of the Lord be kindled against you and destroy thee suddenly. You see that, right? That's part of the reason why the Most High told us to stay away from them. Now, here's the thing. In history, if you look at different kings of Israel, such as Solomon and Ahab, I'll briefly summarize Ahab for you, right? There was a king in Israel by the name of Ahab. And he did that which was not well-pleasing in the sight of the Lord. King Ahab is known for many things. He was known most for being weak to a woman. The woman he was weak to is a woman by the name of Jezebel. Jezebel, everybody heard, Jezebel's spirit, right? Jezebel is an African woman. She was a Zidonian princess. And Ahab married her. And he is in clear violation of the law, as we just read. And through him marrying her, she erected the worship of Baal in the land of Israel. She had more power than Ahab because Ahab allowed it. She forbid brothers like you and I, brothers and sisters in the truth, brothers who wanted to serve God, she had them killed for keeping the Sabbath. She had them killed for serving God. You get my point? And she was a heathen. It's no coincidence, because she's not in love with Ahab. She sees this as an opportunity to have power over God's chosen people, because the surrounding nations knew that there was a God in Israel. Jezebel was known for being very manipulative, very demanding, right? And she pushed her culture on Israelites. Who do you think Elijah was going up against? The 450 prophets of Baal. It wasn't just heathens, it was Israelites. Israelites who, maybe wasn't a prophet of the Most High and saw opportunity to be a prophet of Baal and Baalim and the religion of Baal, which is no God. The Most High, the power of Israel is God. Elijah proved that. You see? And followed the ways of the heathen. That's what they did. That's what we always do. That's like one of the main things we do as Israelites. Like, Israelites don't want to be Israelites. Israelites to be Muslim, Israelites to be Chinese, Israelites to be, Palestinian. Hell, you have Israelites who be Jewish. Imagine that. You have Israelites who practice Judaism. You understand? So it's important for us to put on our culture. And in the process of putting on our culture, we're putting off theirs. And part of putting off theirs is not dealing with them intimately. We're not to marry them. Brothers don't marry their women. Women, sisters don't marry their husbands. Now, I'm going to hit you with this. Let's go to Tobit, chapter 4, verse 12. Follow me to the book of Tobit, chapter 4, verse 12, right? Let's take a look at what this brother tells his son, right, between Tobit and Tobias. If you haven't read the book of Tobit, you should definitely read the book of Tobit. Tobit 4 and 12. Beware of all whoredom, my son, and chiefly take a wife of the seed of thy fathers. You see that? And take not a strange woman to wife, which is not of thy father's tribe, meaning of your father's nation. For we are the children of the prophets, Noah, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Remember, my son, that our fathers from the beginning, even that they all married wives of their own kindred, and were blessed in their children, and their seed shall inherit the land. You see that? That's how we stay strong as a nation of people. By sticking to our own. But we hate each other. We hate ourselves, and in turn, we hate each other. We grow up hating being black. Give me 1 second. Sorry. We hate being black. We hate being Hispanic. We hate being Native American Indian. So we look at the other nations like, I want to be that. I want to do what they do. And look, brothers think they coming up when they get with a white woman. Brothers have the mentality, I got me a bunny, right? I got me a white girl, right? She buys me things. It's different on this side of town. Little do they know that's a sin. And here's the thing. With blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians, we give it these, especially white women. Brother think he made it. Brother, you are with Satan. You with Satan now. You with Satan. That's just what it is. You're dealing with Satan's, the physical counterpart of the spiritual demon Satan. That's what you're dealing with. And she's going to show her horns sooner or later. You understand? Like, don't deal with them from the rip. Now, marriage is forever. So if you come into the truth with a heathen woman, do you leave her because you find out the truth?
Oh, no.
No, you cannot leave her. You understand? She just can't come in here. That's in the law. You get my point? You already, you come into the truth. We do things in our ignorance. You got tattoos, right? It's the same thing. If you married outside of your race before you came into the truth, you come to the truth. You just can't do it anymore. You're not supposed to. Marriage is forever. That's law. You understand? That's what marriage was intended to be from the beginning. There's no divorce. Divorce is wicked, but if unless there are reasons why marriage can end though in the Bible, which I'll explain, right? But let's not look for that. So what we're talking about is interracial marriage. Can you get Ezra chapter 9 verse 1? And then if you could scoot a little closer. Oh, good shot. I don't know what happened to those two chairs. Right? So let's get an example in the Bible, right? Like I mentioned with King Ahab, he went off, he married a heathen woman. Go ahead and read Ezra chapter 9. Not Esdras, Ezra. Even though that's the same brother, right? Ezra is Esdras. Like you have Esdras in the Apocrypha, that's Ezra in the Bible, right? A standard Bible. Standard. Really, the Bible, including the Apocrypha, is a standard Bible, but if you Google it, you'll get what I'm saying, right? We're going to touch on King Solomon as well. We're going to, like, who else? Who else dealt with a heathen woman to their ruin? Because if you deal with a heathen or another nation, it'll be to your ruin. Samson. Samson dealt with the heathen. Right? Chapter 9. Chapter 9, verse 1. Ezra chapter 9, verse 1. Hit me with it.
This is Ezra chapter 9, verse 1.
Uh-huh.
Now when these things were done, the princes came to me, saying, the people of Israel and the priests and the Levites have not separated themselves from the people of the lands.
Right.
Doing according to their abominations.
According to their what?
Abominations.
Doing according to the other nations' abominations. Right? Can you get that for me? Doing according to the other nations' abominations. And here's the thing, like I mentioned Samson, right? Samson was strong, and Samson was, he was known for being a mighty warrior. And the thing that brought him down was a heathen prostitute. As great as that brother was, put that into perspective. This brother was mighty. He was a judge in Israel. Because prior to Israelites having kings, we had judges. Right? Like, for example, with Samuel. During the time of Samuel is when Israel requested a king like the other nations. Good night. Israel don't want to be Israel. Who's that? Oh, okay, no sweat. Israel wants to be like the other nations, which is why we asked for a king in the first place. Which rubbed the Lord the wrong way. Get me? It was like they didn't reject you, Samuel. They rejected me. All right, they want a king like the other nations. So that's one reason why, right? We're not supposed to marry him because we're not supposed to be like them. Keep going.
Even of the Canaanites.
Even of the Canaanites. We were marrying African women. Go ahead.
The Hittites.
Africans.
The Prezerites.
Right? Africans. Another group of Africans.
The Jebusites.
Even in Africa today, you got like 1 million different tribes. Right? Go ahead.
The Ammonites.
Africans.
The Moabites.
Africans. Or no. Who?
The Moabites.
The Moabites. You hear that, right? The Moabites. Who are the Moabites? The Chinese. The Chinese are the Moabites. Go ahead.
The Egyptians.
Right?
And the Amorites.
Africans.
For they have taken of their daughters for themselves.
We took our daughters. We took their daughters for ourselves. That's direct violation of what God told us not to do. In Deuteronomy 7, really you should start at 1 through 4, but for time's sake, 3 through 4. 3 and 4. Keep going.
And for their sons.
Persian women, you can't be dealing with the Arabs and East Indian women, right? Iranian women, those are your Persians. Can't deal with them, right? That's a sin. Keep going.
So that the holy seed have mingled themselves with the people of those lands.
You hear that, right? If you're a black man, Hispanic man, and Native Indian man, you're an Israelite. And guess what you have? Holy seed. And guess what you gave that Chinese woman? Holy seed. That's why, I mean, the Lord is so righteous in this. A man's nationality is determined by his father. Israel, even though you deal, okay, so if a black man deals with a Chinese woman, that child is not half Chinese. You get my point? That child is black. It's a Judite or it's an Israelite, whatever respective tribe that may be from. That's holy seed. We got to keep that in-house. You understand? Keep it pure, right? But see, these are things we did not learn growing up. But we got to teach our children these things. You get my point? We didn't know that. Because we taught God loves everybody. So if God loves everybody, why can't, Now, what a sin is because there's a lot of laws surrounding intimacy, if you will, like sex and things like that. Like, for example, man on man is wrong. Woman on woman is wrong. Threesomes, foursomes, orgies, swinging, that's a sin. What else? Sleeping with family members, right? Sleeping with your mom, sleeping with your dad, sleeping with your auntie or your uncle, sleeping with near kin, that's a sin. And another sin is sleeping outside of our race. You should look at sleeping outside of your race as sleeping with someone of near kin. They're both sins. You wouldn't sleep with your pops or your moms. Why sleep with I don't know, Chinese woman name. Damn, what is their name? Ling Ling, right? Don't sleep with Ling Ling. Don't get at her. She giving you play at the job. Leave her alone. Leave Ling Ling alone. You understand? Go to, are we at verse 4 yet? Okay, go ahead.
Yeah.
I gotta say this real quick. As with all things, like the Most High gave us all these commandments, and there is nothing but accounts of us breaking them. You get my point? It's so many examples. Keep going.
Yeah. The hand of the princes and rulers hath been chief in this trespass. And when I heard this thing, I rent my garments and my mantle and plucked off the hair of my head and of my beard and sat down astonished. Astonished.
Oh, astonished? No, so that's supposed to be astonished. Yeah. That's it on 4? Oh, go ahead.
Then were assembled unto me everyone that trembled at the words of the Most High of Israel, because of the transgression of those that had been carried away. And I sat astonished until evening sacrifice. Until the evening sacrifice.
Right. So you hear that, right? Now you have Israelites that say, fake Israelites, you can sleep with white women. You can sleep with Asians. You can sleep with other nations. They teach that. You know why? Because they hate being black. That's the only reason why. They wish they could be assimilated into that culture. They like Japhetic women. They like Hamitic women. Go ahead.
Nah, about what you were saying. They like some people teach like you could sleep with everyone but the 5 Canaanite or whatever.
Yeah, that's what I just read, right? But we're gonna prove that when the Most High, we were in front of the Girgashites, the Jebusites, the Hittites, and right, the few nations listed in Deuteronomy 7. But the Most High was saying any nation, period. Right? How do I know that? Let's go back to Deuteronomy 7:1. I'll explain. Right? They like to say the Most High was only talking about Canaanites, Girgashites, Amorites, Perizzites. I mean, that ain't stopping me from dealing with them, though. You still deal with them. Go ahead. Deuteronomy 7:1.
This is Deuteronomy 7:1. When the Lord thy God shall bring thee into the land, whether thou goest to possess it, and hath cast out many nations before thee,
right? The
Hittites, and the Girgashites,
right?
And the Amorites,
right?
And the Canaanites, and the Perizzites, and the Hivites, and the Jebusites, 7 nations greater and mightier than thou. And when the Lord thy God shall deliver them before thee, thou shalt smite them and utterly destroy them. Thou shalt make no covenant with them, nor show mercy unto them. Neither shalt thou make marriages with them. Thy daughters thou shalt not give unto his sons, nor his daughters shalt thou take unto thy sons.
So this is what they like to say. See, only talking about them. They only talk about them, brother. It didn't say nothing about no Edomites. It didn't say nothing about no Moabites. All right, well, go to 2 Kings, right? They like to see, nor show mercy unto them. Do not sleep with them. Yeah, that's true. Not them, but not them only, though. Other nations, period. Outside of our race, period. Go to 1 Kings chapter 11, verse 1. Right? 1 Kings 11:1. Let's smash that lie right now. That's a damn lie. I'm glad you brought that up because, I mean, that's no different from the Christian church. They want to find an excuse to do the things that they want to do, that makes them feel good. They want to try and twist God's word. That's no different from a Christian. Go ahead.
This is 2 Kings 11:1.
Go ahead.
But King Solomon loved many strange women.
King Solomon loved many strange women. Read on.
Together with the daughter of Pharaoh. Women of the Moabites.
Women of the Moabites.
Ammonites.
Edomites.
Zidonians. And Hittites.
Keep going.
Of the nations concerning which the Lord said unto the children of Israel, ye shall not go into them.
Well, now, when did the Lord say, don't go into Moab? Word for word. Right? It said Edom and Moab. Edom and Moab is not by name mentioned in Deuteronomy 7. So does that mean you can sleep with them? No. You get my point? It was talking about other nations, period. But especially these ones in front of you. Go ahead.
It's like the spirit of the law kind of. You know?
Exactly. Right. Exactly what it is. It's the spirit of the law. Like, why would the Most High say not deal with them? What the hell is different from Ham and Esau? You know what I mean? It don't make no sense. Keep going.
Neither shall they come in unto you.
Neither shall they come in unto you, meaning our sons are not to receive their daughters. Go ahead.
For surely they will turn away your heart after their gods.
And that's being quoted from Deuteronomy 7. Go back to Deuteronomy 7. Deuteronomy 7 and 4. Right? So that white woman getting at you at your job, don't do it. Don't do it. Vice versa. That white man getting at you, sis, don't do it. Don't do it. What was that movie? Get Out. Oh my goodness. Right? Get Out. You just go watch that movie if you haven't watched that movie. Go ahead.
Deuteronomy chapter 7 verse 4. For they will turn away thy son from following me.
This is what the Most High just said in Kings. They will turn away your heart from following me. Read on.
That they may serve other gods.
So what?
that they may serve other gods.
To the intent that you serve their gods. You have black men right now who are Muslim because of their wife, their Arab wife, their Palestinian wife. They're Muslim, full-blown Assalamu alaikum Muslims. You get my point? Who else? White, serving their gods. You got blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians who celebrate Christmas. That's serving another god, right? Easter, Halloween, the 4th of July. All those things are serving other gods. Go ahead.
So will the anger of the Lord be kindled against you.
And the anger of the Lord is going to be kindled against us, and it was. The anger of the Most High was kindled against us. You understand? Keep going.
And destroy thee suddenly. But thus shall ye deal with them.
That's it. That's it on that. Actually, damn. Keep going.
Ye shall destroy their altars, and break down their images, and cut down their groves, and burn their graven images with fire. For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God.
Now, everybody knows Deuteronomy 7:6, right? But look at the context of why he's saying it. You're not supposed to deal with these other nations because you're a separate people. You're a holy people, right? Read on.
Unto the Lord thy God. The Lord thy God has chosen thee to be a special people unto himself.
Right.
Above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
So when you appear as a black, Hispanic, and Native Indian, and when you deal with a heathen, you coming down levels. You understand? Their base. Itazam. Sorry, a strange woman will turn you away from the Most High like they did to King Solomon. Absolutely. Absolutely. And when you look at it, when you look at all the brothers in the Bible who dealt with strange women, they all fell. They all fell, man. King Ahab, Samson, Solomon, notably, right? There's a few other brothers that dealt with heathens, and like heathens never in our favor. Never in our favor. Right? They'll never understand what it is to be an Israelite. Like, for example, Moses, he dealt with a woman that was not an Israelite. And when he got his son circumcised, she threw the foreskins at him and said, "Depart from me, thou bloody man." That's what happened. They'll never understand this. They'll never understand this culture. You get my point? Because it's not for them to understand. So let's go to Numbers 25:1. Numbers 25:1. And this is, and then look, brothers always talking about, not brothers. When I say brothers, of course not in the school, but you have people who, you can have concubines. Look, you can't have a concubine. But first of all, foremost, a concubine is not a white woman, biblically. A concubine in the Bible, concubine was a spoil of war within our nation, because there were civil wars in Israel that had nothing to do with other nations. When you see this brother had concubines, this brother does not mean you're gonna have white bed wenches or bed wenches in the kingdom of heaven. That's not gonna happen. You understand? Go ahead, Art.
This is Numbers 25:1. And Israel abode in Shittim, and the people began to commit whoredom with the daughters of Moab. And they called the people unto the sacrifices of their gods. And the people did eat and bowed down to their gods.
So Israelites went to supper with Chinese people, Moabites, and Israelites sacrificed unto their gods and ate and practiced their ceremonies and holidays, right, instead of our own. That's what we did as Israelites. Keep going.
And Israel joined himself unto Baal Peor.
And Israel joined himself unto Baal Peor. You get my point? Because we was laying with the women was laying with the men, and we started to be fascinated with their culture instead of our own. And that's a form of self-hate. That's what it is. It's a form of self-hate. You feel like, it's not good on this side of town. I want to be with Becky in Beverly Hills. You know what I mean? You'll never fit, just like she'll never fit. You'll never fit into her lifestyle because it's not meant for you to. And she will never fit into ours. He will never fit into ours. That's just the reality of it. Keep going.
And the anger of the Lord was kindled against Israel.
And the anger of the Lord said, no, I didn't mention him in Deuteronomy 7, so y'all good. He didn't say that, right? The anger of the Lord was kindled against us. Why? Because we was dealing with other nations. Keep going.
And the Lord said unto Moses, take all the heads of the people and hang them up before the Lord against the sun.
Damn. Keep going.
That the fierce anger of the Lord may be turned away from Israel.
That the fierce anger of the Lord may be turned away from Israel. What verse is that?
4. End of 4.
Okay, jump to verse 12.
Verse 12. Wherefore say, behold, I give unto him my covenant of peace, and he shall have it, and his seed after him, even the covenant of an everlasting priesthood.
Even the covenant of an everlasting priesthood. That's what we should want. Like, here's the thing, right? Let me nip it in the bud for us, because we're gonna also talk about marriage, right? But there's rules on marriage, and I wanted to establish that dealing with anyone outside of our race is a complete sin against God. It's like homosexuality. It's the same thing, dealing with someone outside your race. Like there was a movie, what's it called? Jungle Fever. Well, who made that? Spike Lee, right? Was that a Spike Lee joint? I believe it was a Spike Lee joint.
Wesley Snipes.
Yeah, with Wesley Snipes and I don't know the female name. But the point is, they show you in that movie how, her family didn't approve, his side of the family didn't approve, and it never worked out. But they did what they did out of lust, like we do with everything. Like Israelites have to learn to stay away from their lust, stay away from the things, because when you look at sin is like Police Officer Carruthers said. He said, sin is like a credit card. You can get what you want now, but you're going to pay later. You're going to pay for that. That's what sin is, right? It's temporary pleasure, right? Our people are prone to doing things that feel good to them, that make them feel good, that make their body parts feel good, instead of being disciplined and denying yourself the things that should feel, because getting high shouldn't feel good. You should be like, that's a disgusting feeling. I'm never going back to that. That's how you should feel, right? But our people get high because it feels good to them. Our people sniff dope because it feels good to them. We have sisters who sell their body, who literally bend over for money. You get my point? Like, you're dealing with Los Angeles and all that, and it's nothing but pimps, whores, just straight up selling themselves. They back in the day, they used to walk 2, 3 in the morning, right? You watch little documentaries on prostitution and how disgusting of a thing it is. Now they have broad daylight. Broad daylight. Hell, if you have a Facebook that was in the world and you brought it into the truth, you see women subscribe to my OnlyFans. I got a deal going on right now. I'm like, what the hell? You got kids? You know what I mean? Like your parents, have you no shame? The people nowadays have no shame because they're more geared to satisfying their lust than being disciplined. And one of our lusts as blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians is dealing with nations outside of, dealing with women and men outside of our race. And we think sex is just something to just, you know, something casual. Like to us, even in our in-home, that's wrong. In-house, that's wrong. Like, you can't just be having sex with women just to be having sex. Like, if in your mind, you're like, I'm gonna have sex with her, and you have no intent of staying with her, you gotta reevaluate yourself. You should reevaluate yourself. Reevaluate your life. You just having sex with all these women and wonder why you got all these problems is because you're not taking the laws of God seriously. See? So, where you at?
The middle of 13, sir.
Okay. Keep going.
Because he was zealous for his God and made an atonement for the children of Israel.
Mm-hmm.
Now the name of the Israelite that was slain, even that was slain, was the Midianish woman,
mm-hmm.
was Zermi,
mm-hmm.
the son of Salu,
right?
A prince of the chief house among the Simeonites.
Uh-huh.
And the name of the Midianish woman that was slain was Kozobi, the daughter of Zor. He was head over a people and of a chief house in Midian. Right.
It never turns out well dealing with them. It never turns out well. You understand? Stop dealing with them. Right? Now on to the next. I mean, if there's any questions as far brothers and sisters got to wake up and realize that these other nations lust after us for disgusting and evil reasons, to use us, to fetishize us. Damn. To try and hide their racism. Damn. Right? Spot on. That is absolutely true. Right? What that brother brought out was so heavy. They, like, God. Like, you look at, not only in, like, the movie industry, but if you look at, how can I word this? How can I word this? Because it's absolutely filthy and disgusting. Like, y'all, you know what the casting couch is, right? Right? Like, these white men, these Jewish cats, they are defiling daughters of Israel by not one, prostituting them, two, putting them in adult films, right? Like pornography. You understand? It's absolutely disgusting. And that's why in that same chapter in Deuteronomy 7, the verse after not dealing with other nations is, we are a holy people unto the Lord our power. Asians are not holy. They're unholy. Chinese, Japanese, Samoan, Tongan, Fijian, is that Filipino, East Indian, Arab, Palestinian, Syrian, white, Caucasian, Russian, Swedish, all of them, Irish, Italian, who else? Africans. Who else? Who am I forgetting? Africans. I think that, I mean, you get the point. You get my point? Like, stay away from them. Stay away from them. I know I sound like a broken record right now, but this is a good sounding broken record. Stay away from them. You know what I mean? Go ahead and give me Exodus 22:16. So now that we got that established, let's look at the laws of marriage, the do's and don'ts. We got not to marry other nations, right? Now let's look at what the rules of marriage are.
This is Exodus 22:16.
First of all, what is marriage? What is marriage? Go ahead.
And if a man entice a maid that is not betrothed,
right,
and lie with her,
mm-hmm.
he shall surely endow her to be his wife.
Read it again.
And if a man entice a maid
If a man entice a maid, read on,
that is not betrothed,
that is not betrothed, meaning what?
she's not committed to anybody.
She's not committed to no one. She doesn't have a man. She's not promised to anyone. She's not courting anybody. Right? Keep going.
And lie with her,
Uh-huh.
he shall surely endow her to be his wife.
He shall surely endow. So if a man lays down with a woman, right? What is that saying? He shall surely endow her to be his wife, meaning he owes her father a dowry because now they're married. He shall surely endow her to be his wife. You get my point? You just took this man's daughter. So he his dowry could be, either 50 shekels. It could be yard work for 7 years, like with Jacob and Laban. It could be, whatever that man want, pretty much righteously. See, go to Genesis 24:67 to show you that sex is marriage yet again. Give you a little bit more. Genesis 24:67.
This is Genesis 24:67.
Mm-hmm.
And Isaac brought her into his mother Sarah's tent and took Rebekah. And she became his wife. And he loved her.
Now, he took her in the tent, right? And it says that she became his wife in the tent. Right? So, what did they do in that tent? Barbecue? Watch Netflix? You think Isaac and Rebecca was Netflix and chilling and they liked each other so much? Now they married? No, they did the physical act of being romantic, being intimate. That's your wife. And if we took marriage and having sex seriously, man, that'll dodge a lot of problems in the Black, Hispanic, and Indian community. So many problems. Because you get with this woman on a one-night stand, vice versa, this sister get with the man on a one-night stand, then it's like, it's like, now you find out she has a man, right? You didn't care if she had one in the first place. Now he coming for you. Or now, you know what I mean? Like, it just caused all types of unnecessary drama. But it could have been avoided if you took your time with a woman, like in the school. Even if you're talking to a sister outside of the school, you should get to know them first before you have sex with them. You understand? You should never rush. Like, say you courting somebody, right? That's in the school. Like, you'll court somebody. You courting someone, it's not marriage, right? But it's a time for a brother and sister who have a mutual interest in one another to get to know each other. That's all. To see if y'all are compatible and willing to take it to the next level, right? So, like, not all courtships lead to marriage, though. You understand? Some courtships end. We go our separate ways. It's just what it is. Some, they're successful, and that's amazing. That's a great thing, right? But you should never ignore the red flags. Like, I don't know about that. You know what I mean? Just because you're getting to know somebody don't mean it's like, oh, that was weird. You know what I mean? Like, why? You got to know red flags, because once you lay with them, you're going to have to deal with them red flags for the rest of your life. Deal with the things you notice, right? That you pushed to the side, you know what I mean? And ignored. Hey, you married him. You married her. That's on you and that person. You understand? So be mindful. Be mindful of who you lay down with. You lay down with this woman the first day you met her. You didn't know that, she has, I don't know, I can't even think of it, but she has some type of disease where she might die in the next few months. You know what I'm saying? Or she got 3 kids. You ready for that? You know what I mean? Like, you ready She got 3 young children. You didn't label her, that's your woman. You gotta deal with them. You know what I mean? Vice versa. That brother has kids, which this is another thing. Like, in the world, right? Blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians, like, having children is like evil. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, you have kids? You know, women make like Facebook posts like, oh, you know, I have, I'm this old, I don't have no kids, stuff like that. I'm like, well, why are you glorying in that? There are women who can't have children who would give a limb to have children. You understand? Like, it's a beautiful thing to have children. You know what I mean? But brothers and sisters, you can deal with what you want to deal with. You know what I mean? It might be a brother who is incapable of having children who wouldn't mind getting with a woman that has children. You don't mind. You know what I mean? Then you have, like, brothers and sisters are different. Not all brothers and sisters are the same. So, you know what I mean? That's why when two people, oh, that person's attractive, I think this person's attractive, they talk, they court, right? And then if everything's smooth, they get permission to marry. But don't ignore the red flags, though. Don't ignore the red flags. You know what I mean? Brothers, when you marry a woman, you should be transparent, right? You should be absolutely transparent. Save your life the hassle. Ain't no box on earth worth your manhood. What do I mean by that? Please tell me what I mean by that. Ain't no box on earth worth your manhood. It's not. Go ahead.
I mean, you talking about like having your nuts in her purse? Baby.
Yeah, don't have your nuts in her. You seen Dwayne Wade, right? He said, honest, and she's looking at him like, yeah, this nigga's so weak. You know what I mean? This nigga, he painting his nails. God damn, you know what I mean? He said, what did Dwayne Wade say? He said, I forget what he said, wherefore. So weak, bro. He said, you know, she already had a life before me. And so who am I to come in and try and change her? All I can do is be a part of her evolution. And this is not the typical marriage where a man leads. Like, you know, I let her lead. Basically, that's what he said. Dwayne Wade, go ahead.
It's like, so that's she the one promoting his son being a faggot.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
And that ain't like
that's not even, I don't even think that's her son.
That ain't her son.
Dwayne Wade, bruh. Good night. So, but to my point, like, for example, I did a class on this a while ago. Brother, you want to be honest. You know what I mean? Because, like, okay, for example, say you are courting somebody. Say you're talking to somebody, getting to know somebody, however you want to title it. Like, you should be honest. You should be honest. And before y'all have sex, the truth should be out on the table. Like, because say you have a wife, right? Say you have a woman. And you like his other sister. You like his other woman, right? And so you start talking to that other woman. And the other woman who's not your wife, you say, oh yeah, you know, I ain't got no woman. This is only you. Right? Or, I don't want nobody but you. That's all you telling her for 5-6 months. And then you get scans. Then, you know, everything's cool, everything's smooth, right? But now you're leading a double life because now you gotta, you know what I mean? Like lying is exercise, right? You over here, over there, trying to hide. You can't go over in that area because, you know, your rib be in this area. And so now you got 2 wives who don't know nothing about each other, right? And if you want to move like that, to each his own. But but to avoid, now when she find out, what's gonna happen? When they find out about each other, what's gonna happen? Oh, shalom. Hell no. They ain't doing this side. They're not doing this, right? If they do, it's about 99.9% chance of that. This is not happening. They gonna come at you. They gonna slash your tires. You know, they gonna, be crazy. Now you got unnecessary drama in your life because you weren't honest from the beginning. You understand? Like that's a real thing. You should be like, yeah, I have a woman, and I have this many. I have 2 wives, 4 kids. Is this something you think you could deal with? It could all be so simple. Yeah, I think I could deal with that. Now, what can she say in the future after you done ripped her? What can she? I told you. I know, but it's all right. It'll be all right. I understand. It's fresh. It'll be all right. You get my point? But you signed up for this. I read you the fine print. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't hide it. You know? Read the fine print. Brother, this is, it's like, you know, you might deal with a woman, say you have no wives. And, you know, you like her. But she take medication for certain stuff. Sisters, tell that brother you take medication. You know what I mean? Tell that brother, you know what I mean? I may have trouble having children. You know, it's something that bothers me, but I just want to be honest with you. Right? If the brother, get a brother the option to choose whether or not he wants to deal with that, rather than just want to bang and have sex. You know what I mean? Like, come on, man. Like, give me the choice. The righteous brother be like, the Lord gonna give us children, right? The Lord gonna give us children. I ain't worried about what the doctor said. Lord, the doctor is not the Most High. You know what I mean? It's like, all right. You know, y'all was honest and transparent with one another. Let us just know, hey, look, I have a rib. You know what I mean? I have a rib. She not in the truth though, right? So that's another thing sisters have to, you know what I mean? Like sometimes, you'll be the rib in the truth, rib not in the truth. So that's gonna be kind of like, are you willing to deal with this? Ask questions. Ask that sister, would you put me on child support? You know what I mean? Do you believe in abortions? It's a lot that you can ask somebody trying to get to know them versus, you know, send me pictures of your breasts. Like, come on, dog. You know what I mean? Like, come on, dog. You asking the wrong questions. Because she gonna send you pictures of that. She gonna send you pictures and all that. And you gonna lay with her because you didn't take your time with her. And now you find out, you know what I mean? She has all these problems and you gotta stay with her. You gotta deal with all the Facebook posts that she posts online, airing you out. Look at this nigga drawers next to the sink. She gonna take, you know what I mean? Just save yourself the trouble. Save yourself the trouble and just be honest and transparent from the jump. You know what I mean? So, because once you lay down with each other, it's over. That's it. Signed, sealed, and delivered. Go to Matthew chapter 19, verse 9 to show you that marriage is forever. It's 8:06, bro. It was 8:06 like 20 minutes ago. I feel like time is not moving. That is hilarious. Go ahead, Ike.
So I can say 19.
Yeah, Matthew 19, and you can start at 7. If you have any questions, feel free to type them in.
This is Matthew 19 and 7. They say unto him.
I got you, Natazak. I'll get to that later. Go ahead.
They say unto him.
What'd they say?
Why did Moses then command to give a writing of divorcement and to put her away? He said unto them, Moses, because of the hardness of your hearts, suffered you to put away your wives.
Right.
But from the beginning, it was not so.
Right. Moses, when he gave the physical law, he suffered divorce. Meaning what? He would rather you not murder this woman because y'all get on each other's nerves that damn much. He would rather her go deal with somebody else. Marry someone else. If you put her away, you write a bill of divorcement, is the proof, boom. But like Christ said, it was not so from the beginning, meaning Adam, Eve, back then, Isaac, Rebecca, Jacob, Rachel, Leah, etc. Right? Jacob, when he laid with Leah, even though that wasn't the woman he wanted in the first place, he couldn't get rid of her. You see what I'm saying? So that's something to take into account. Keep going.
And I say unto you, whosoever shall put away his wife, except it be for fornication.
You can't put away your wife except for fornication. What's fornication?
Like she commits adultery.
Yeah, adultery, right? If your woman goes and has sex with someone else, that's not your wife anymore. That's not your wife no more. Even if she had a one-night stand with somebody, she broke the bond. She crossed the line. She crossed the point of no return. She lays with someone else. And a lot of times, like as blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, because we're a merciful people, we look to forgive them. Ah, man, you know, she messed up. She messed up, and this because of this, and you know, we'll like, and then you take her back. She's gonna cheat on you again. It's gonna happen. Like, let the hoe go. Let the hoe go. The Lord will give you righteous women. You know what I mean? Like, that's against the law as well. You know, you can't take her back. Keep going.
And shall marry another, and shall marry another, committeth adultery. And whosoever marrieth her which is put away doth commit adultery.
Right? So I break that down. What does that mean? Marrying her that is put away. Go ahead.
Like you, sir. Basically, you can't put away your wife unless she commits adultery on you, and then whoever deals with a woman that's put away is committing adultery.
Yeah, exactly. And look, like marriages, they'll have their ups and downs. That's marriage. So say you're having some downs. So y'all getting into it a lot. Y'all have counsel or whatever. And the judgment could be being separate. Y'all gonna separate it. Y'all not gonna talk, text, anything, communicate with one another for a month. You know what I mean? Y'all separate. That don't mean that she can go marry someone else though. That's right, that's lawful. Y'all could be separated, right? It's still your woman though. How long is a woman bound to the man she laid down with? Go to Romans 7:1. Romans chapter 7 verse 1 to show you. That's why it's so serious. Like a brother, you can have more than one wife, but a woman, she got one stab at it. She got one stab at it. That's it. You know what I mean? I mean, really, brothers got one stab at it. I mean, I know it's like you can have more than one, yeah, but I got one. That's how I look at it. I got one stab at it. Be picky. You know what I mean? Be very selective, very, you know what I mean? Don't settle. Settle for less. Go ahead.
This is Romans 7:1. Know ye not, brethren, for I speak to them that know the law.
Right. Paul, who's an Israelite, he's saying, I speak to them that know the law. What law? The law of Moses. Read on.
How that the law hath dominion over a man as long as he liveth. For the woman which hath an husband is bound by the law to her husband so long as he liveth.
So how long?
So long as he liveth.
As long as he liveth. You hear that, right? Keep going.
But if the husband be dead, she is loose from the law of her husband.
Now, if the husband dies, now is she a widow, and she is free from the law of her husband. Meaning, if she wanted to, she can go and marry. You get my point? She can go marry someone else and it not be a sin. The town would look at her as a whore. They would look at her, you know, her husband died. She ain't had a man in years. Now she was someone else. Or months even. Now she could deal with someone else and she not be a whore. She did it, she, you know, she's within her rights as an Israelite. Keep going.
So then, if while her husband liveth.
Now, if her husband is alive, go ahead.
she be married to another man,
and she go sleep with someone else,
she shall be called an adulteress.
that woman is an adulteress. Go ahead.
But if her husband be dead, she is free from the law,
Right?
from that law, so that she is no adulteress, though she be married to another man.
That's why Christ told that woman, he said, where is your husband? She said, I have no husband. He said, woman, you have 5 husbands. Right? Because she was a whore. You understand? Christ pulled her car. Like, well, I heard about you. I know exactly who you are. You have 5. Woman that has 5 husbands. You know what I mean? You have women out here who have 5. Really, technically, you can't. Basically, you're a whore. You know what I mean? You only got 1 husband. But Christ is calling her a whore. You know what I'm saying? Like, to go behind your husband's back and sleep with someone and allow someone else to do the things your husband does to you, bruh, so evil. I mean, that's like one of the most evilest things you can do on earth is sleep with someone else's wife. You know what I mean? Like, damn. And she's just as wicked. She's just as evil, which is why you'll have to find out about it versus her confessing it. You know what I mean? Like, she's not gonna just up and tell you. That's rare. She just up and tell you, hey, I cheated on you. No, you're gonna have to find out. And you're gonna find out. It'll come out. Go to Proverbs, what is that, 9 and 13? Woman ain't gonna admit that. And the reason why she's not gonna admit it is because it's shameful. People don't admit shameful things. You know what I mean? Unless you're in the truth and you feel you did somebody wrong, tell them, Salakia. But in the world, good night. This is a dog world. That's real talk. That's a true saying. Go ahead.
This is Proverbs 9 and 13. A foolish woman is clamorous.
No, that's not it. It's in Proverbs, though. It's in Proverbs. Y'all know which one I'm talking about. 30 and 20. This is deep. Proverbs 30 and 20. Proverbs 30 and 20. You got it, though.
This is Proverbs 30 and 20. Such is the way of an adulterous woman. She eateth and wipeth her mouth and saith, I have done no wickedness.
Read it again.
Such is the way of an adulterous woman. She eateth and wipeth her mouth and saith, I have done no wickedness.
You see that, right? She eateth and wipeth her mouth and saith she hath done nothing. Like, what does that mean? Go ahead.
She just act normal, like she ain't say she ain't did nothing.
I ain't lay with him. I ain't have sex with him. We just went out. That was it. And she gonna. A lot of women go to the grave lying before they admit their wrongs. It takes a lot for someone to admit they're wrong. You know what I mean? Let alone adultery. Man, brother, you know she. You know what I mean? You know she committed adultery. You seen it in the phone. You could have seen. You could have walked in on it. She gonna deny it. You know what I mean? But such is the way of an adulterous woman. She gonna consider, I ain't do it. You know what I mean? That's what it comes. But that's what it comes down to. When it comes to saying it's shameful. Like, you look at the Edomites. We'd be like, you know, you go into slavery for what your forefathers. Well, I didn't do it. You did do it. You understand? And we got to really look at, as men, the women you deal with. That's all I'm saying. You got to look at how she did. You got kids, look at how she is with children. Can she watch the kids while you go to class? Can she watch the kids while you go to camp? Right? Is she capable of doing so? Is she going to have an attitude? Right? Things like that you got to take into consideration. You know what I'm saying? Like, just going after the box, like, it's not the move. Like, the box gonna be there. You know what I mean? Peace of mind is, more valuable than some meat. Peace of mind. Peace. Paul was like, I would that you would be like me. Having no woman at all. And why? No distractions. With women comes, if you have wives, a wife, what that mean? You're gonna have to spend time with those women. Right? You're gonna be unclean. This is what it is. That's part of it. Right? Like, brothers, we can have multiple wives. That's true. But I mean, be wise with that. You can have one, you can have two, you can have three, you can have four. Nobody stopping you. Right? But 10, like, I don't know, man. To each his own. You gotta spend time with those 10 women. It's not a sin. But is it expedient? Is it wise? I don't know. That's what I mean. That's I don't know your life. For me, hell no. You know what I mean? Like, nah. But, to each his own, like I said, you gotta count the cost. You gotta really think about it. You gotta think up here and not down there. You know what I mean? Be honest with them. Be honest with each other. So you know what you're getting yourself involved with. That's just real, man. Like I said, I know I sound like a broken record, but it's real. Don't make your life harder than what it needs to be. You getting with this woman because she got big behind, but she's a monster. She got a mouth on her. She nigga, whoop, where you think you going? Doo. She put her, mother, You want to deal with that? And the truth? Come on, man. You hear her outside on the phone with some dude? Cut that off. You catch her, you catch her in the middle of cheating, or you know what I mean? You catch her, you catch her in lies and all that. You find out she cheating on you, man, let her go. Leave her alone, man. Leave her alone. But you're not a prince of the power? You're not an Israelite? You don't think you can get another woman that'll respect you? That'll be all about you and only you? Come on, brother. You know what I'm saying? Like, we gotta avoid foolishness. All of it. Avoid all foolishness. Go to Proverbs. 6:32. Proverbs chapter 6, verse 32. Go ahead.
This is Proverbs chapter 6, verse 32.
Uh-huh.
But whoso committeth adultery,
right. If you commit adultery, what?
With a woman, lacketh understanding.
You lack understanding. You lack understanding. And you're a no good bastard. It's like it. Because you sleep with someone's woman, the kids in the other room sleep, husband probably at work, out of town, on business, whatever. Right? And you come and break up that household over an orgasm. Now those children their father won't be in the home. You know what I'm saying? Because you were horny. And then you didn't even want to be with that woman. You just wanted to get one off. I mean, we gotta do better, man. We gotta do better. You breaking up homes for things that make you feel good. Go to Ecclesiastes 18:30. When the Bible tells us this, the Bible tells us to refrain from our lusts. And we don't want to do that. It's a righteous thing for a woman to wait. It's a righteous thing for a brother to wait. You know what I mean? Go ahead.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 18, verse 30. Go not after thy lust.
Go not after your lust. Read on.
But refrain thyself from thine appetites.
What that mean?
Basically, like, don't be all in your flesh. Like, have some restraint, have some
discipline, right? Have some restraint. Like if you go after everything you lust after, you gonna fall. You gonna fall, without a shadow of a doubt. Solomon went after his lust. He didn't refrain from his appetites. He fell. He fell. The kingdom of Israel was split in two because of his sin. You understand? And the kingdom wasn't divided into two since David and Ishbosheth, right? The son of Saul. So, I mean, really put it in perspective. What you gonna be dealing with? What you gonna be dealing with? Just saying. This is real, man. We just read in Proverbs 6:32, whoso committeth adultery, lacketh understanding, he that doeth it destroyeth his own soul. You understand? Like, you destroying yourself, man. You're destroying households. You're destroying lives, man, when you do these things, right? Read that one more time.
This is Ecclesiasticus 18:30. Go not after thy lust, but refrain thyself from thine appetites.
Go to Ecclesiasticus. I'm gonna show brother something right now. Right? I'm gonna show you something right now. What is that? Ecclesiasticus. Hold on, I'm gonna find it right now. Hold on. Watch this, brothers. Hold on. There it is. 25 and 21. Brother, take heed. Listen to me. Listen to what this Bible has to say. 25 and 21.
This is Ecclesiasticus chapter 25, verse 21. Stumble not at the beauty of a woman.
Stumble not at the beauty of a woman. She bad, right? She just how you like her. Do not stumble at the beauty of a woman. Keep going.
And desire her not for pleasure.
The first thing on your mind should not be, I want to have sex with her. I don't give a damn nothing about nothing else. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have brothers who lay with women the same night they meet them. That is not wise. It's not wise. You know what I'm saying? And really, okay, is it a sin? Technically, no. But it should be treated as so. What do I mean by that? That's worldly. To meet with a woman and get with her the same night, 3 hours later after you just met her at a Walmart, you ain't do no research or anything. You don't even know if her father is a Negro or not. You know what I mean? Like, you just hit skins. Now that's your woman. You gotta do whatever. Desire her not for pleasure. Don't stumble. And here's the thing. Stumble not at the beauty of a woman. And guess what we do? We stumble at the beauty of a woman. Because of the beauty, we stumble. Because of their beauty. Because of how they look. Because of their hips. Because of their hand, their smooth skin, and their hair, and eyes, and stuff. You know what I mean? Brothers stumble. There's nothing wrong with a beautiful sister. Go to 38:14, I think. There's nothing wrong with a sister being beautiful, being fair, right? It's 36 and 22.
This is Ecclesiasticus chapter 36, verse 22. The beauty of a woman cheereth the countenance.
Right.
And a man love nothing better.
And a man love nothing better. Right? A beautiful woman, I mean, hey, damn. Especially when she on you, you like, shoot. But don't stumble, though. Don't stumble at the beauty of a woman. Go to Ecclesiastes 7 and 26. right? Because a lot of these women in the world, you have women in the world who have that are moldable. You get my point? Don't just let have sex with them. Like, you can teach them. There's women, you know, who can be taught. They're out there. A lot of these women that are, I mean, you know what I mean? Like they're
Corrupted.
yeah, like they, brother, is it really worth it? No, it's not, man. She gon' man. Go ahead.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 7, verse 26.
Mm-hmm.
Hast thou a wife after thy mind?
Hast thou a wife after thy mind? Read on.
Forsake her not.
Forsake her not. What's a wife after your mind? A brother in the truth. A wife after your mind. What does that mean? Hast thou a wife after thy mind? Forsake her not. What does that mean?
Someone basically like trying to support you, like all for you. Kind of.
Someone all for you. Someone who y'all are. What's the word I'm looking for? Why isn't that coming to my head right now? Y'all compatible. Y'all both want to serve the Most High and be involved in the school and things like that. You have a woman like that, do not forsake her. You understand? Keep going.
But give not thyself over to a light woman.
Don't give yourself to a light woman. What is a light woman? What's a light woman?
Is that like easy woman?
Easy, yeah. What's a, okay, yeah. An easy woman is a light-minded. Yeah, that's exactly it, Urana. Like-minded. A woman after your mind y'all have the same mind. Y'all on one accord. Y'all want the same things in life. You get my point. Y'all both want to serve the Lord. In our case, serve the Most High Yahweh, right? Now, what's a light woman? What is a light woman? A dumb woman? Yeah, that's true. I'll tell you what a light woman is. You want to get a heavy sister, right? A light woman is going to be combative. That's what a light woman is going to be. A light woman wants to party at the club all the time. She wants to dress. She wants to be half dressed. She wants to, she wants attention from 5 different men at once. That's a light woman. And you find out if a woman is heavy or light in the time that you talk to her. Like, here, okay. A woman will tell you, I have no problem with multiple wives. I have no problem with that. But, I hear you. As soon as they see how it is when they're around each other, it'll be a whole nother thing, I promise you. In most cases. Like, if they solid and honest, and they really, Most High Christ. But you can't just believe what they're talking about. You gotta believe people's actions more than what they say. So you tell her, I got a wife, boom. Yeah, oh, I have no problem with that. Boom. Oh, everything's cool. Then they're in the same room. That's my man. No, that's a light woman. That's a light mindset. You know what I mean? That's a light mindset. Like, sisters, I understand. Like, a brother having a wife is not the easiest thing to deal with. Some sisters might feel like they're coming in the middle of something or whatever. I don't know. I'm not a woman. I know things that are said, but you're gonna have to deal with that. You can't pick and choose. You're gonna have to deal with it. It's a righteous thing. Like, we don't have to be in the mindset of, it's grievous. You could be in the mindset of Most High in Christ. Like, that's more to the family. There's more help. There's more of this. There's more. You know what I mean? Like, it's just our culture. That's what we do as Israelites. You know what I mean? A man has more than one woman. Now, you a brother, you can run it how you want to. They can be, some brothers have their women separate. You know what I mean? Some brothers don't want their wives talking. They know about each other. They don't want them friends. To each his own. You might be a brother who want them to be close, want them to go to the store together. You understand? Like, I mean, that's me. It's like it. Like, y'all should be able to go get your nails done together. I don't know. Do this together. You know what I'm saying? But you gotta have the right women for that. You can't have a light woman who, you know, is extremely jealous all the damn time. Why would you marry that? Because she got a nice behind? You got your priorities are off. Priorities are off. You know what I mean? Go to Ecclesiastes 25. Priorities got to be on point, man. You're going to go to Ecclesiastes 25 and 16, right? Because you deal with a light woman, this is what you're going to get. You deal with a heathen, this is what you're going to get. Go ahead.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 25, verse 16. I had rather dwell with a lion and a dragon than to keep a house with a wicked woman.
Go ahead.
The wickedness of a woman changes her face, and darketh her countenance like sackcloth. Her husband shall sit among his neighbors, and when he heareth, it shall sigh. When he heareth, it shall sigh bitterly.
What does that mean? Go ahead.
When he hear him out, he just like, man, damn.
Yeah. Why? Because he'll rather be in the streets, stay the night at his homie's house, than go home to that monster of a woman. Like, women, stop being a damn monster to your husband. You get my points? Respect your man. Respect your man. All this talking back and, you know, having a fresh mouth, cut that out. Cut that out. Especially if that brother's a man of God. Watch your damn mouth. You get my point? Watch your mouth with me. Watch your mouth with brothers. Watch what you post. Watch all that. Conduct yourself knowing you with a man of the Lord. You with a man of God. This is not for play. This is for real. We don't wear it. This ain't, you know, part of the costume. You know what I mean? This is me. That's who you're married to. Respect the brother you marry. Respect the brother, you know what I'm saying, you with. You know what I mean? It could all be so simple. But in the world, nigga, where you think you going? Who was you with last night? Right? Let me see your phone. Boy. Let me see your phone. Golly. Like, we destroyed out here. We so destroyed. And here's a psychotic thing about it. She wants to go through your phone because she wants to hurt. It's so crazy. She knows something going on your phone, right? And she knows it. So she's like, I want to see it. I want to cry. I want to start an argument. You know, I mean, but look, brother, you wouldn't have to deal with that if you took the time to figure out what kind of woman she is. You take the time and get the type of woman that is for you, right? To meet your standards, your requirements in life, what you want and what you got going on. Don't settle, man. Don't settle. Vice versa. Sisters, you might be talking to a brother and you might notice something and you know, I don't know about that. That's fine. You know what I mean? But once you have sex, it's over. It's over. For a woman, you are off the menu. Like, we don't serve that here no more. You know what I mean? Like, that sister's married. I'll keep it 1,000 with you. That's a sister that's courting, or a sister, a brother that my sister like, or a sister that my brother like. That woman is, I don't want nothing to do with her. That's just real. That's the brother in me. You understand? Like if I know if a brother come to me, I like her. Most High in Christ, right? I don't know. Hey, I'm not coming in between that. What the hell would I look like? You know what I mean? That's just a respect thing. You understand? Keep going. Oh no, go to 26 and 13. To show you how you should be.
This is Ecclesiasticus chapter 26, verse 13. The grace of a wife delighteth her husband.
Right. Be graceful. A woman should be graceful. You keep going.
And her discretion will fatten his bones.
Right. Keep going.
A silent and loving woman.
A what?
A silent and loving woman.
Not a chaotic and disruptive woman. Not a woman who'll bleach your clothes. You pull up from work, all your stuff is outside. Women, stop doing that, man. God damn. You know what kind of man you got with. You bleaching his clothes just to go the next day and buy him some more clothes. Like, come on. Keep going. Be a silent and loving woman. Right? It's okay to be soft. I don't know who needed it. It is okay to be soft as a woman. It's okay to, not be horrible. It's okay. America produces women like that. The Cardi B's, the Megan Thee Stallion. I got this nigga for this day. I want him just to do this to me, and that's nasty. That is so nasty. Keep going.
A silent and loving woman is a gift of the Lord.
Now that's a gift of God. A silent and loving woman is a gift of the Lord. You understand? And here's the thing. Like a wicked woman would be given to that wicked man. A righteous woman would be given to a righteous man. Straight up. A righteous man is going to have, a lot of times, brothers known by his rib. Right? Like, man, that one's rib made that garment. That's music in my ears. Like, Most High in Christ. You know what I mean? Versus, yeah, you seen that post? That one rib made? Damn, I know he going through it. You know what I'm saying? Like, no. I'm not going for that. I'm not, You know what I mean? Like, come on. Like, move with discretion. Move wisely. Sisters got to do the same thing. Sisters should read these scriptures and be like, I want to inspire to be this right here. I want to inspire to be this. I want to buy brothers food. I want to sew. I want to braid hair. I want to cook for brothers. I want to, you know what I mean? I want to throw my money into the treasury and camp funds. And, that's what sisters should be doing. Married women should be like, knowing your husband gonna have more than one wife or has more than one wife, you shouldn't look to be beefing with the other sister. Now your life is gonna be full of drama. For what? For what? It is what it is. The brother has another wife. You understand? Like, what? Like, if he was honest, he told you. Now you tripping? Damn. All right, are you really about this, about being an Israelite or not? I don't understand. I mean, we in the truth or not? Picking and choosing, you know what I mean? What you want to believe. You know what I'm saying? I mean, hey, keep going. I'm just being real, Slacky. I'm being very, very real right now. I'm being so real right now, Slacky. Keep going.
And there is nothing so much worth as a mind well instructed.
There's nothing better than a woman with a mind well instructed. You understand? Like, you tell her no, and she doesn't do it. Like, that's the kingdom of heaven now. You tell her, I need you to do this by this time, and she does it. That's you in the game, man. Like when you talking to a woman, look for things. Tell her, I need you to call me at 3 o'clock every day. I need you to call me at 3 o'clock on a dot. You understand? Not 3:05, not 2:59, 3 o'clock. See if she does it. She call you at 4. My bad, I was. You know what I mean? Like, oh, okay. I'm give her another chance. Next day, same thing. Oh, she don't take you seriously. She don't take you seriously. She call you at 3, right? She waiting by the phone. 2:59 and 3. Call you. She wants you. You get my point? She about you. You gotta throw a little test out there. You got to. Or what you getting yourself into? You know what I mean? What you getting yourself into? I'm trying to give you some not game, because I don't play those. I got time for that. But I'm trying to give you some tips on how to make your life a little simpler and easier. How to have a healthy marriage. Like, you know, that's the goal. Go to Ecclesiastes 25:1.
This is Ecclesiastes chapter 25, verse 1. In 3 things I was beautified.
Right.
And stood up beautiful both before God and men. The unity of brethren.
The unity of brethren. What is beautiful before God? The unity of brethren. Brothers that get along. Brothers that can have a drink together and not, fight. Read on.
The love of neighbors.
The love of neighbors. Read on.
A man and a wife that agree together.
A man and a wife that agree together. Hast thou a wife after thy mind? Forsake her not. That's what we just read, right? A man and a wife that agree together is beautiful in the sight of the Lord. You understand? So, what's the opposite of that, though? What's the opposite? An unhealthy marriage. You want to strive for a healthy marriage. You want to strive for peace of mind. Peace. Not gonna, like I said, y'all gonna get on each other's nerves, and that's marriage, most high in Christ. But for the most part, she respects you, and as a husband, you deal with her righteously. You don't have her, you're not treating her evil. You understand? Like, you righteous. And a lot of times, a woman won't understand your righteousness. She's not. You ain't gonna understand why you tell her to do this and do that. You know what I mean? She's not gonna understand. She's not a brother. But when it comes to like healthy marriages, one of the keys of a healthy marriage is communication, understanding, right? Forgiveness. They're going to be consistently, forgiving one another. That's just truth. That's just truth. Versus you dealing with a woman in the world or a woman with a worldly mindset. All right. You always with those niggas. You put them brothers before you. You want to deal with that, man. I am not. You know what I'm saying? I'm not, this is not high school, woman. This ain't college. I'm a grown man. So, and I remember Captain Goddard said, like, sisters should always be in the mindset that their man has another woman. Even if he doesn't. Just tell you so. I know he got other women. You know what I mean? Like, because that be the thing. That thing right there is, make or break a relationship. Man having another woman. A man should be like, hey, of course you be wise with it. Hey, talking to the sister, let you know. I'm most high in Christ. It could all be so simple. Hell no. She ain't, who want to deal with that? Who wants to deal with that? It's just you got to train your mind to not be like that, because it's ugly as hell. is disgusting. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta count the cost. When it comes to marriage, man, do your due diligence. Make sure they're not a heathen. Make sure they're of your own nation. Make sure y'all have the same mindset. Y'all want the same things. Just like how I was saying, brothers, do your research. Brothers, don't ignore those red flags. Sisters, do your research and don't ignore those red flags. You understand? And the red flags don't have to be sin against the laws of Moses. It could be things that I don't want that for me. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to deal with that. You know what I mean? Brother, you're gonna have more than one, let them know from jump. I'm gonna have more than one. Or I have more than one. Or I have one already. Right? Don't allow Satan's home field is miscommunication. That's he's making his job easy. Miscommunication is Satan's, that's his forte. That's where he thrives at. You know what I mean? Miscommunication. So communicate, deal with each other righteously, and really and let's put on our culture, man. Our culture is a beautiful thing. Stop watching TV and allowing your aunties in the world, your sisters in the world tell you he has a woman and you get it. Like, come on now, come on, brothers, same thing. You got 2 wives. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, it all boils down to taking your time and doing the right thing, because taking your time is doing the right thing. Doing the right thing is taking your time. So, if no questions, we're gonna wrap it up. You got any questions? You good? All right. With that, Israel, salam.